Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to explore a scientifically supported dietary strategy that can create rapid shifts in your body composition, energy levels, mental clarity, and metabolic health. This isn't about fads or hacks. This is about biology. And when we understand how the body and brain work together, we can use that knowledge to accelerate real lasting change. The diet we're discussing today is based on optimizing two powerful biological levers: glucose control and circadian alignment. The faster we stabilize blood sugar and align our eating with our internal clocks, the faster we start to see and feel changes. Let's start with intermittent fasting, a structured eating window that aligns with your body's natural rhythms. Research shows that when you restrict your eating window to 8 to 10 hours during daylight hours, preferably starting your first meal at least 2-3 hours after waking, you enhance insulin sensitivity, lower inflammation, and trigger fat burning. Why does this work so fast? Because the body becomes metabolically efficient, no longer depending on constant glucose intake, but instead tapping into stored fat. But it's not just when you eat, it's also what you eat. Fast-acting dietary shifts happen when you reduce your intake of ultra-processed carbohydrates, especially sugars and refined grains, and instead focus on high-fiber vegetables, healthy fats like olive oil and avocados, and quality protein sources. Protein isn't just about muscle. It stabilizes appetite, increases satiety, and even supports neurotransmitter function for better mood and focus. Now here's the neuroscience part. Rapid changes in energy and cognition are also tied to gut-brain signaling. When you remove inflammatory foods and support the gut microbiome with fiber and fermented foods, you're improving dopamine and serotonin pathways. This isn't just about the scale, it's about how clearly you think and how consistently you can act on your goals. Another quick-acting lever is post-meal movement. Something as simple as a 10-minute walk after eating can significantly blunt blood sugar spikes. Over just a few days, this adds up to improved metabolic control and faster weight regulation. Hydration also plays a role. Starting your day with water, ideally with a small pinch of sea salt, can support adrenal function and reduce cravings. Often what feels like hunger is actually dehydration. The results of this approach can be felt in as little as 3 to 5 days. More stable energy, reduced brain fog, less bloating, improved mood, and better sleep. These are rapid feedback signals from your body telling you this works. Consistency is key. This isn't about perfection. It's about learning how to work with your biology instead of against it. The body is incredibly responsive when we stop feeding it the wrong inputs and start supporting its natural processes. If you apply this strategy, time-restricted eating, low-inflammatory whole foods, strategic movement, and hydration, you'll likely be amazed by how quickly your body responds. The brain is a prediction machine. When it detects real measurable progress, it doubles down. Motivation increases, momentum builds, and that's how this diet works so fast, not through gimmicks, but by tapping into the powerful systems already inside you. Time-restricted eating, also known as time-restricted feeding, is one of the most powerful and biologically effective tools for rapidly enhancing metabolism and overall health. It involves consuming all of your daily calories within a specific window of time, typically between 8 to 10 hours, and fasting for the remaining hours of the day. What makes this practice so effective is its alignment with the body's natural circadian rhythms, which are the internal clocks that regulate nearly every physiological process, from hormone release and digestion to sleep and mental alertness. When you eat in sync with your body's circadian clock, you optimize metabolic efficiency. Scientific studies have shown that insulin sensitivity, the body's ability to effectively process and use glucose, is higher in the earlier part of the day and declines as the day goes on. By consolidating meals within a fixed window, especially starting a few hours after waking and ending in the early evening, you take advantage of peak metabolic periods. This simple shift helps to stabilize blood sugar, improve fat oxidation, and reduce the likelihood of excess calories being stored as fat. Another reason time-restricted eating works so rapidly is that it reduces the number of times the body must secrete insulin throughout the day. Constant eating, especially snacking late into the evening, keeps insulin levels elevated and prevents fat burning. When you fast for 14 to 16 hours overnight, your insulin levels drop, which activates lipolysis, the breakdown of stored fat for energy. This is one of the reasons many people report rapid weight loss and reduced abdominal fat when practicing this strategy consistently. Time-restricted eating does not necessarily require calorie counting. Many individuals who follow this method naturally reduce their caloric intake without trying. The limited eating window leads to more mindful, nutrient-dense choices and discourages mindless snacking, especially late at night when food is more likely to be stored as fat rather than burned as fuel. On a cellular level, fasting activates key processes like autophagy, a biological mechanism where cells clean out damaged components and regenerate new, healthier ones. This promotes better hormonal balance, reduced inflammation, and even enhanced brain function.
function. People who adopt time-restricted eating often report clearer thinking, better mood regulation, and deeper sleep within just a few days. Most importantly, time-restricted eating is sustainable. It doesn't demand extreme food restrictions or complex meal plans. Instead, it leverages the natural biology of the human body to work more efficiently, burn more fat, and maintain high energy levels throughout the day. By simply adjusting the timing of your meals and allowing your body time to rest and reset during the fasting window, you unlock a cascade of metabolic benefits that contribute to faster and more noticeable health improvements. This makes time-restricted eating one of the most accessible and effective dietary tools available today. One of the fastest ways to trigger positive changes in body composition, energy, and overall health is by reducing the intake of processed carbohydrates. These include refined sugars, white bread, pastries, sweetened beverages, and most packaged snack foods. These types of carbohydrates are rapidly broken down into glucose, causing sharp spikes in blood sugar followed by crashes that leave you feeling tired, hungry, and craving more. When this cycle continues day after day, it contributes to insulin resistance, weight gain, inflammation, and mood instability. The body is highly responsive to dietary inputs, and when you begin to reduce processed carbs, you eliminate one of the most disruptive forces in your metabolism. This allows insulin levels to stabilize and gives the body a chance to burn fat rather than constantly storing it. With less glucose in the bloodstream, the pancreas produces less insulin, a hormone that signals the body to store energy. Lowering insulin is one of the key mechanisms behind rapid fat loss, particularly around the midsection. Additionally, processed carbs often lack fiber, which is essential for satiety and digestive health. Without fiber, these foods pass through the system quickly, providing a surge of calories with little nutritional benefit and no sustained energy. When you replace them with whole food carbohydrates, like sweet potatoes, oats, quinoa, fruits, and vegetables, you provide your body with slow-digesting fuel that keeps you full longer, regulates blood sugar, and supports gut health. The benefits of removing processed carbohydrates are not limited to physical changes. There's also a significant impact on mental clarity and emotional well-being. Blood sugar crashes caused by high glycemic foods are directly tied to mood swings, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. Once you eliminate these foods and replace them with nutrient-dense options, many people report improved focus, reduced anxiety, and more stable energy throughout the day. Cravings also begin to diminish. Processed carbs often lead to a cycle of dependence due to their effect on dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. They give you a quick hit of pleasure followed by a crash, creating a loop that makes you want more. Breaking this loop, typically within 3 to 5 days, can lead to greater control over food choices and a renewed sense of discipline. It's important to note that not all carbohydrates are harmful. The goal isn't to go extremely low carb, but to choose carbs that work for your body rather than against it. Focus on those that come from natural, minimally processed sources and that are rich in fiber and micronutrients. These foods nourish the body, support hormone balance, and improve digestion. The speed at which the body begins to change once you remove processed carbohydrates is remarkable. Within a week, many people notice reduced bloating, more defined muscle tone, consistent energy, and better sleep. The key is consistency, eliminating the quick-fix foods and giving your body the nutrients it truly needs. By doing so, you activate a natural, sustainable transformation that begins to work from the inside out. Protein plays a vital role in creating rapid and sustainable changes in body composition, appetite control, and mental performance. When you prioritize high-quality protein sources in your diet, you activate a cascade of biological processes that stabilize blood sugar, promote muscle maintenance, and support neurotransmitter function. This makes protein not just a macronutrient for athletes, but a central pillar of effective and fast-acting dietary strategies for anyone seeking better health and energy. One of the most immediate benefits of increasing protein intake is its impact on satiety. Protein is significantly more filling than carbohydrates or fats. It activates the release of hormones such as peptide YY and GLP-1, which signal fullness to the brain and reduce the desire to keep eating. This natural appetite regulation helps you eat fewer overall calories without trying, and it eliminates the need for willpower-driven dieting. Many people who increase their protein intake to 30-40 grams per meal report reduced craving. Protein has a higher thermic effect compared to other macronutrients, meaning the body uses more energy to digest and process it. This contributes to a subtle but important increase in metabolic rate. Over time, this helps in creating a calorie deficit, which leads to fat loss. Unlike extreme calorie restriction, which often results in muscle loss, a diet rich in protein supports lean muscle preservation, especially when combined with resistance training or even light daily movement. Another key benefit of protein is its effect on blood sugar regulation. When you include protein with each meal, it slows the absorption of glucose from carbohydrates, resulting in fewer blood sugar spikes and crashes. This translates to more stable energy levels, an improved focus, and better mood throughout the day. Without these fluctuations, you're less likely to experience the common mid-afternoon energy dip or the evening sugar cravings that derail many diets. Protein also supports cognitive function through its role in neurotransmitter production. Amino acids, the building blocks of protein, are essential for the synthesis of dopamine, serotonin, and other chemicals that regulate mood, motivation, and stress. When protein intake is low, neurotransmitter production suffers, often leading to symptoms like irritability, anxiety, and poor mental clarity. Restoring adequate protein levels can result in a surprisingly quick uplift in mental sharpness and emotional balance. The source of your protein matters too. While plant-based proteins like lentils, tofu, and quinoa can be part of a balanced diet, animal-based sources such as eggs, fish, poultry, and grass-fed meats tend to offer a more complete amino acid profile, making them particularly effective for rapid body composition changes. Incorporating a variety of these sources ensures that you're getting all the essential nutrients needed for optimal function and recovery. Prioritizing protein at every meal is one of the fastest and most effective ways to support weight loss, enhance cognitive performance, and feel more in control of your body and mind. It's a foundational strategy that delivers noticeable results quickly while setting the stage for long-term success. The connection between gut health and brain performance is one of the most profound discoveries in modern nutritional science. Often referred to as the gut-brain axis, this communication system between the gastrointestinal tract and the central nervous system plays a central role in regulating mood, mental clarity, energy, and even decision-making. When the gut is in balance, the brain tends to function better. When it's out of balance, often due to poor diet, inflammation, or dysbiosis, mental fog, irritability, anxiety, and low motivation become more common. One of the most effective ways to improve gut health rapidly is by increasing dietary fiber intake and including fermented foods that promote the growth of healthy bacteria in the digestive tract. Fiber, particularly from vegetables, fruits, seeds, and legumes, serves as a prebiotic, meaning it feeds the beneficial microbes that reside in your intestines. These microbes produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which have powerful anti-inflammatory effects and directly influence brain chemistry. When your microbiome is nourished, you begin to feel more energized, mentally clear, and emotionally balanced. Fermented foods such as yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and miso contain probiotics, live bacteria that help repopulate the gut with health-promoting strains. These microbes contribute to the production of neurotransmitters like serotonin, a chemical deeply involved in regulating mood, appetite, and sleep. In fact, nearly 90% of the body's serotonin is produced in the gut. By improving gut health, you can experience rapid changes in mood stability, reduced anxiety, and better emotional resilience. In contrast, a diet high in processed foods, refined sugars, artificial sweeteners, and low-quality fats can damage the gut lining and lead to inflammation and gut permeability, often called leaky gut. This condition allows toxins and undigested food particles to enter the bloodstream, triggering immune responses and systemic inflammation that negatively impact brain function. Many individuals report feeling mentally foggy, distracted, or emotionally flat when their gut is out of balance. The good news is that these symptoms often begin to improve within days of dietary change. Improving gut health doesn't require a complete overhaul overnight. Simply increasing fiber-rich foods, cutting back on processed and sugary items, and incorporating a few servings of fermented foods can begin to shift the microbiome in a positive direction. Drinking enough water is also essential, as proper hydration supports digestion and the elimination of waste that might otherwise contribute to internal toxicity. Sleep, stress management, and physical activity also influence gut health. Chronic stress, for example, can disrupt the balance of bacteria in the gut, while regular movement and quality sleep tend to enhance microbial diversity and function. This means that holistic lifestyle changes, when combined with nutritional adjustments, create the fastest path to restoring the gut-brain connection. Supporting your gut through natural whole foods and mindful living has a powerful and near-immediate effect on cognitive clarity, emotional balance, and overall well-being. The digestive system is not just a place for food breakdown, it's a central command center for how you feel, think, and function. One of the simplest yet most powerful practices for improving metabolic health quickly is taking a walk after meals. While it may seem like a minor habit, post-meal walking has a significant impact on blood sugar regulation, digestion, and fat metabolism. The body is uniquely sensitive to movement in the period immediately following food intake. During this time, blood glucose tends to rise, especially after carbohydrate-rich meals, and the body works to shuttle that glucose into cells using insulin. Walking after eating helps this process become more efficient, reducing the size and duration of the glucose spike. When you walk for even just 10 minutes after a meal, your muscles begin to use glucose as fuel, effectively lowering the amount that remains circulating in the bloodstream. This means less demand on the pancreas to produce insulin and less likelihood of storing that glucose glucose as fat. Studies have shown that walking after meals leads to significantly better postprandial glucose control than remaining sedentary. In fact, multiple short walks after meals can be more effective than a single 30-minute workout done once a day when it comes to managing blood sugar. Another benefit is that walking after meals improves digestion. Gentle movement stimulates peristalsis, the wave-like contractions of the digestive tract that move food along. This can help reduce bloating, constipation, and sluggishness. Many people notice that when they begin to incorporate short walks after eating, they feel lighter, more energetic, and experience fewer digestive complaints. The body seems to respond quickly to this shift, and the improvement can be felt within just a few days of consistent practice. Beyond the physical benefits, post-meal walks can also support mental clarity. Blood sugar fluctuations after meals are known to affect mood, focus, and alertness. When sugar levels spike and then crash, it can lead to brain fog, fatigue, and irritability. By keeping blood sugar more stable through post-meal activity, the brain receives a steadier supply of energy, resulting in improved cognitive function and emotional balance. This practice also encourages a more mindful approach to eating and lifestyle. By creating a small ritual after meals, such as stepping outside for a walk, you give yourself a moment to transition, reflect, and avoid the temptation to overeat or snack unnecessarily. It becomes a built-in pause that not only supports metabolism, but also reinforces a positive daily rhythm. The best part is that this strategy requires no special equipment, gym membership, or intense effort. It's available to nearly everyone, regardless of fitness level or age. Even walking around your home, office, or neighborhood can yield benefits. The key is consistency. Doing it after every main meal, particularly lunch and dinner, can significantly accelerate health improvements. In a world full of complicated diet strategies and extreme fitness routines, this one habit stands out for its simplicity and effectiveness. Walking after meals is an easy, fast-acting way to support your body's natural processes, promote fat burning, and enhance both physical and mental health in a matter of days. Hydration is often overlooked in discussions about rapid dietary change, yet it plays a foundational role in supporting hormone balance, reducing cravings, and improving energy levels. Starting your day with water, especially when combined with a small pinch of mineral-rich salt like sea salt or Himalayan salt, can have a powerful effect on your metabolism and overall sense of well-being. The simple habit begins to work almost immediately, signaling to your body that it's time to wake up, increase alertness, and prepare for the demands of the day. Overnight, the body loses water through breathing and sweat, leading to mild dehydration by the time you wake. This early dehydration can slow digestion, impact mood, and even increase feelings of hunger. Many people mistake thirst for hunger, reaching for food when their body actually needs fluids. Rehydrating first thing in the morning helps restore fluid balance, jumpstarts the digestive system, and reduces the chances of overeating during breakfast or snacking before meals. Water also supports adrenal function. The adrenal glands, which regulate stress hormones like cortisol and aldosterone, are sensitive to hydration levels. When you're even slightly dehydrated, the body perceives it as a stressor, which can cause cortisol to rise unnecessarily. Elevated cortisol levels can increase fat storage, particularly in the abdominal area, and lead to food cravings, especially for sugar and salty snacks. By maintaining adequate hydration, you support the adrenal system's natural rhythm and reduce this unnecessary stress response. Adding a small pinch of unrefined salt to your morning water can further enhance this effect. Salt contains trace minerals like magnesium, potassium, and sodium, which help regulate fluid retention, nerve signaling, and muscle function. These minerals support electrolyte balance, which is essential for cellular hydration. This approach is especially useful for individuals following a low-carb or intermittent fasting diet, both of which can cause the body to excrete more water and electrolytes. A balance of salt and water ensures you stay energized and mentally clear throughout the day. Hydration also plays a role in managing cravings. When you're well hydrated, the brain is less likely to send out mixed signals that can be interpreted as hunger. This leads to more accurate appetite signals, helping you eat when you're truly hungry and avoid unnecessary snacking. Drinking a glass of water 15 to 20 minutes before meals has also been shown to reduce the total amount of food consumed, which naturally supports weight loss and metabolic efficiency. Another overlooked benefit of proper hydration is its impact on digestion and elimination. Water helps break down food in the stomach, supports the production of digestive enzymes, and aids in the smooth passage of waste through the intestines. This results in less bloating, more regular bowel movements, and a generally lighter feeling in the body, often noticeable in just a couple of days. Incorporating hydration as a daily habit is one of the fastest and easiest ways to support your metabolism, regulate hormones, and feel more in control of your diet. It doesn't require a drastic lifestyle shift, just intentional daily choices that align with how your body is designed to function. Processed and inflammatory foods are among the biggest obstacles to achieving fast, noticeable improvements in health, energy, and mental performance. These foods, which include refined sugars, artificial additives, trans fats, and heavily processed vegetable oils, can wreak havoc on your body's internal systems. When consumed regularly, they disrupt hormones, spike blood sugar levels, increase systemic inflammation, and interfere with the gut-brain connection. The result is often fatigue, brain fog, mood swings, bloating, and stubborn weight gain. However, once these foods are removed or significantly reduced from the diet, the body begins to respond rapidly and positively. Inflammatory foods are particularly damaging because they trigger a cascade of immune responses that increase oxidative stress and interfere with cellular repair. This inflammation doesn't just impact joints or digestion, it affects the brain, heart, liver, and hormonal systems. One of the fastest ways to feel better, both physically and mentally, is to remove these triggers and replace them with whole anti-inflammatory foods such as leafy greens, berries, healthy fats like olive oil and avocado, and clean protein sources. When the body is inflamed, energy production becomes inefficient. Mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses of your cells, are less effective at generating energy, which can leave you feeling sluggish and unfocused. Many people who rely on processed foods experience daily energy crashes and mental fog, often without realizing that food is the root cause. As inflammation begins to subside, usually within 3 to 5 days of dietary change, energy becomes more consistent, mental clarity improves, and motivation increases. Removing inflammatory foods also reduces water retention and bloating. Processed foods often contain excess sodium and chemical additives that lead to fluid retention and digestive discomfort. Within a few days of eliminating these items, many people notice their faces appear leaner, their stomachs flatter, and their clothes fit better. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's a sign that the body is beginning to heal and function more efficiently. Hormones also begin to rebalance quickly when inflammation is lowered. Key metabolic hormones like insulin and leptin, which regulate hunger and fat storage, start functioning more effectively. At the same time, stress hormones such as cortisol become more stable, contributing to improved mood, better sleep, and reduced cravings. This hormonal shift supports fat burning and reduces the compulsion to overeat, making it easier to stick with a healthy eating pattern. Eliminating processed and inflammatory foods also benefits the gut microbiome. Artificial sweeteners, emulsifiers, and preservatives found in packaged foods can disrupt the balance of good bacteria in the gut, leading to digestive issues and poor neurotransmitter production. Once these foods are removed and replaced with natural whole ingredients, the gut begins to repair itself. This leads to a stronger immune system, more regular digestion, and increased production of feel-good brain chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. The body has an incredible capacity to recover and reset when it's no longer under constant assault from inflammatory foods. This is why so many people experience rapid and dramatic improvements in energy, clarity, mood, and weight loss just days after making the shift. It's a powerful reminder that food isn't just fuel, it's information that tells your body how to function. When you give it the right signals, it responds quickly.